on, y'all? This is Stan. This time, instead of talking about a killer deck, I'm going to talk about the Power 9. And for all of you that don't know what the Power 9 is, the Power 9 is the old vintage Magic the Gathering cards that have been said to be the 9 most powerful Magic the Gathering cards ever created. The Power 9 consists of the Black Lotus, all 5 of the Moxes, the Pearl, the Ruby, the Sapphire, the Jet, and the Emerald, the Ancestral Recall, the Time Twister, and the Time Walk. Alright, let's start off with the Black Lotus. Not only is this one of the most valuable Magic the Gathering cards ever created, whether it be alpha or beta. Now what's so cool about the Black Lotus is that it allows you to pretty much get the mana advantage early in the game, especially for those who are playing slow decks. It costs nothing to play, and it gives you 3 of any mana that you want. The Moxes. Isn't it obvious why the Moxes are in the Power 9? Due to the fact that they cost nothing, and basically you can tap them to get 1 of any mana of a particular color. For a lot of players back in the day, to try and find an alternative to getting the mana that they needed without having to use land, the Moxes was your best bet. Oh yeah, they're also very expensive too. The Ancestral Recall. Like most of the Power 9 cards, very low in mana, and it allowed you or a target player to draw 3 more cards. The Ancestral Recall has had various, reincarnations like the Brainstorm or the Ancestral Vision, but the Ancestral Recall was top notch. Out of all the Magic the Gathering cards that allowed you to get cards, for that price, that is really good. Also very expensive. The Ancestral Recall, I believe, is the only card to remain not reprinted since Magic the Gathering Unlimited was released. Time Twister. Now, in the future, I plan on doing a deck called the Time Warp, and the Time Warp consists of a card called the Time Twister. The Time Twister has also had various incarnations, like the Urza Saga Time Spiral, which was very good itself. But when you look at the Time Spiral and then look at the Time Twister, both of them kind of do the same, but the Time Twister was a lot cheaper. Time Twister holds great power due to its ability to basically allow you to get a fresh hand of cards with the possibility of drawing cards that used to be in that player's graveyard back into your hand. It was a great reset button. Time Walk, which is also a card, came out around alpha. Now, a lot of players who are playing blue love the Time Walk because if you were playing a slower deck, you obviously needed to get an extra jump up. The Time Walk was the best and cheapest way for you to get that. Like I said before, there have been variants of all of the Power 9 cards out there. It's like the guys at the Wizard of the Coast said that, well, we can't actually just reprint this card because it's way too powerful. The Wizards of the Coast, or, the Magic Research and Development, decided to go ahead and reinvent a lot of cards. But when they reinvented certain cards, they couldn't make them that powerful because that would defeat the purpose of trying to make the game an even playing field. Case in point, the Black Lotus. What can we do to replace the Black Lotus? Well, we can get a Lotus Petal, we can get a Lotus Veil, Lotus Blossom, Lotus Bloom. They tried reinventing the Moxes with the Mox Diamond. Now, the Mox Diamond was actually pretty damn powerful, but still a little balanced, as in we made it powerful, but we couldn't make it too powerful. And then there was the Mox Opal, and then there was the Chrome Mox, and then they made, mockeries of Moxes like the Mox in the Box and, and various stuff like that. Ancestral Recall, I mentioned they had, the Brainstorm, but they also came out with a reinvention called Inspiration. Also the Ancestral Vision. Time Walk, had a Time Warp. Also had a Time Stretch. Also had the Beacon of Tomorrows. Now, Time Twister had the Time Spiral, like I mentioned earlier. Sway of the Stars, Temporal Cascade, those cards weren't exactly user-friendly price-wise. So there you have it, guys. The Power 9. Me personally, I don't actually agree with all the cards here that are in the Power 9. I mean, still in my mind, some of the most powerful Magic the Gathering cards will always be the Armageddon, the Never Real Disc, the Necro. Various cards like that I believe are, should have been in the Power 9. I'll talk a little bit later about my personal Power 9 cards. Should be a little interesting.